in my domain. Got the whole crowd screaming out our name. It's a blowout, it's a hurricane. It's over before you know it. Why you shaking? We're a dynasty in the making. We're the royalty. Now we're breaking down the enemy. Move over for the soldiers. Take a swing, I can take a hit. If we die, it's fine. We live for this. It's all for this. We're gonna stand on top with our hands in the sky. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights for the glory, for the glory. We celebrate with the city tonight. Hear the hometown cheer, it's the ultimate high for the glory. We do it for the glory. Yeah, we've waited for our time to come. Calculated everything we've done, we've upgraded. Now you can't outrun a champion. Now you're facing one. Can you hear them? Yeah, it's all for us. You believe them? Yeah, it's serious. Hear the siren. We're victorious. I'm telling you. Can I get a hell yeah? Take a swing, I can take a hit. If we die, it's fine. We live for this. It's all for this. We're gonna stand on top with our hands in the sky. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights for the glory, for the glory. We celebrate with the city tonight. Hear the hometown cheer, it's the ultimate high for the glory. We do it for the glory. You're the chaser, I'm the eraser. I ruin your record, I back it, I break ya. I cut like a razor, so call the trophy engraver. I'm gonna get it, wait till I win it. God, I'm so glad to be in it. Can't wait to say that we did it. This is my life and I live it. Ready to give it my all when you fall back. Taking advantage of all that. Demons on average are so bad. Playing short and your team scratch. Time to assess all the damages. I knew that you couldn't handle this. It takes a man to stand up to the king, and unfortunately you were bandages. We're gonna stand on top with our hands in the sky. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights for the glory, for the glory.
Thank you for allowing us to be part of your family. This is Joe Bloomstrom and Lori Bloomstrom, and behind us here is a picture of our son Paul, who is part of the sim racing family, and it's just so cool that you're allowing us to be a part of this, and we really appreciate you thinking of Paul the way you do.
Just wanted to thank you guys. We are so grateful you're bringing us some Paul's honor. He really loves this community, and we are hoping that we can raise some funds for St. Jude's charity. We have a special place in our hearts for St. Jude's. They help kids, and We are really grateful.
Paul loved you guys. We miss him terribly. He was a great son, great guy, and made friends all over the world, including all of you. Thank you so much.
Oh, love to go fast, and I hope you guys do too. Thank you.
Welcome, everybody. How is everyone doing? We are back, and it is round 2 of the Vegas Cup Series, and I'm your host for the day, GT45 Gaming. We got our top split here today, and boy, oh boy, over the last week, we've had some new drivers come in, do some qualifying, and this top split is stuffed. We have full drivers list here in our top split, with the last one just qualifying not less than 10 minutes ago. So it is going to be interesting. Just be patient here, guys. We're waiting for Fast Ginger. I know. It's a little bit of a confusion going on here, but Lobby 3 is being worked on. I'm trying to do a live stream and manage this all at the same time here, guys, so bear with. All right, everybody, so let's get through the information. Again, I'm your host for the day, GT45 Gaming. We hit the wrong button there. Today is Spa, so we head all the way down to Spain for round 2, and we're going to have a 1-hour event here at Spa-Francorchamps. This is a great 24-hour circuit in the real life, and this one will provide potential rain for the races here today, with the weather being random. So this could be a very interesting race here for our top split today, and this is one of our potential rain races here today, and it is... Your basic stuff is 3 times tire, 3 times fuel. It's a 1-hour race time. There is no mandate for the tires, so the racers can use whichever tires they feel is going to be the best for the race. They can stop 2 times, 10 times. It's entirely up to them. Damage is on light. And, I mean, we're just sending it here this season. So all the real track rules apply. Penalties are on weak. Our grip is on real. Our slipstream is also on real. So it is all real world settings in the sense of the championship. And on the schedule here, you can see it is round number 2, Spa. And a quick little tidbit about Spa here. It's a 4.5 mile racetrack. It has 20 left and right hand turns. It's a tarmac road surface. It is a real world circuit and has an elevation change of about 341 feet. Just bear with me, ladies and gentlemen, here. We had to split. We had 2 lobbies running last week because we didn't have enough drivers to make the 3 lobbies up. But now, since we've got new registrations here in the series, that we have overfilled that second lobby, so we cannot combine our AMs with our Pro-Ams any longer. So our AMs in their own lobby. So we have pulled in our 3rd streamer here, and he's just getting set up. So to split 3, just be patient. It is working on it. You guys might get a slightly late start, but he is getting the lobby set up for everybody. All right, everybody. So Paul and the family here. And we'll go on track here in just a moment. So we're just going to shoot off a double reset here. And then we're going to set our grid. And then we're going to get racing. We don't have time to show everything we wanted to show here at the beginning of the stream. So we will pick a time to get that content out to everybody. All right. Well, that's a good sign so far for the racers. We have a nice lobby. It's coming. It's coming, guys. Just tell our split 3 guys and gals that it's coming. All right, sorry, I'm just doing a little bit of back and forth here in between the scenes, so it's a little hectic right now. What can we say? Where is our driver lineup? Host, title, graphics, schedule. I do not have the driver lineup in this one. Does not look like it. All right. That means I need to bring it up. Pro starting grid. All right, we do not have Tom. So Roses will take pole position here today. Mad Reaper ATB. Doug Misty. Let's see Misty. I think she said she was missing this race. Mad Skills Dylan. Jakey. Jay. Supra. JP, Sheriff, and Jersey. All right, so our grid is set. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I would have that graphic on the stream for everybody so you could see what's going on here, but I didn't have it in the stream here today. So we had a new driver qualify straight up like 10 minutes before the lobby went up here, and he was been trying to get into the championship here throughout the week. So we do have him qualified, and he is going to end up in the pro division here. And because it's his first race of the season and the way that the reverse grid standings and setup works, he will start at the back of the pack here today. But I'm interested to see what he's going to show here as Jersey is going to take to the track here this season and test his luck in the Vegas Cup Series as well. So now that we've got everything set, we can head over to our live screen. And wow, we're like 1 minute behind. Oh, hey, look, a driver lineup. Oh my goodness. All right, let's get all the good stuff going here. Welcome in everybody again. This is for the Bloomstrom family, and I'm a little bit behind schedule here today, so I didn't get to go through the whole starting role that we would normally go through. And we are raising money for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital here today. We're going to show you a little video about that in a little bit here, but the link is posted in the comments. It is pinned there, and that link will take you to our fundraising campaign, and then from there you can follow the process on the page to make a donation if you would like a donation, or just go check out and see what the campaign's all about and go see what's available there as well. But the most important thing we could ask is that everybody share. The stream is one thing. We need the link shared out mainly. Make a little post, tell people what's going on with the charity campaign, explain a little bit, tell the story, pull on the heartstrings of your friends and family a little bit, and send that stuff out. Share it as much as you can. It's very important for the success of St. Jude's fundraising campaign to the end of the year here. We have a goal set at 2,500 USD, and currently we're sitting at 425 of that 2,500. And there's some incentives here as well, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to get into that, but that $2,500 goal is so important. You don't even know. Very, very important. So we're going to check, make sure our drivers are ready. And we're going to send this race off because there's no qualifying here. We can just get underway. But what I am seeing here is that the clouds have already set in here at Spa today. So it should be an interesting race. All right, we have audio, so everything's working today. We're in good shape. We're just going to give him a tire warning. just let them double check to make sure they're on what they want to be on here. Obviously, things are getting a little bit spicy. And it looks like we're in a wet condition here at Spa to start things off for the pro splits. So here we go. We'll give them another 30 seconds here just in case they want to make that last minute decision to go on to some intermediate or wet tires here. Hopefully everybody has these tires purchased. If you don't, you can purchase them from the lobby. You don't need to leave the lobby. You go to the little shopping cart there and you can buy the tires right there. Alright, so we've got a variation of cars here, and we'll get into that here in a little bit, but this is going to be an interesting race, and we're going to send it. Alright, so we gotta wait to get into spectator mode here now, which is fine. That gives us time to get all the information up on the screen for everybody. So we go like this, like this. Oh, and looks like we're in some dry conditions here, so this is interesting. Alright, we are going to get started here, and we definitely got some drivers here that are on different tires here because of the way that the lobby was. This is the unfortunate reality of Gran Turismo 7, right? I mean, we have changed nothing. All that we did was start the race there, so we were there for about 10 minutes, so I do expect that we're going to see a similar condition coming in the near future here. That was really bizarre. Again, this is the dynamic weather here in Gran Turismo 7, so we do have a couple of drivers that are a little caught out here.
Just 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize. We're having some issues here.
The drivers are having a hard time finding the split tree lobby here currently, so just bear with me here as I'm trying to kind of manage all this in behind the scenes at the same time here. So we do have Doug up into second place. We got ATB in third place, but being challenged here by Dylan and the McLaren here, and Dylan does get the job done. So a nice tidy pass right there from Dylan on ATB. We've got Supra here in fifth place, but he is shot out very, very wide there as both drivers, Trucks and Supra, continue to battle. A half second penalty there for Supra is going to set him back. Jakey's up into P7. Jay is in 8th place. We got Sheriff Doofy up into 9th position. We got JP here sitting in 10th place. Half-second penalty there for him. We've got Jersey here in 11th place. We've got Mad Reaper here in 12th place, and we've got Mad Skills here in 13th place here as well.
Yeah, we're having... Alright, just bear with me here, ladies and gentlemen.
I do apologize. This is 2 weeks in a row where I've had some kind of complication here to getting the championship off the ground and started here. Just bear with me here. I really need to get this AM lobby sorted out. So I can't do anything right now because I'm hosting the pro lobby. So yeah, bear with me. I'll leave you guys with the action here while this is happening. Looks like we got a nice little battle here in the mid pack. Let's go there.
I apologize, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm in a tough position trying to be being the top split broadcaster and also being league organizer here. Last minute changes are always hard to deal with. Alright, I apologize to our racers, I apologize to our viewers here. We got a big mix-up going on here this week. It's a lot of logistics when you've got 3 splits and you've got 3 different content creators involved as well, right? And we have a small AM lobby right now currently as well. We only have 6 drivers in our AM lobby, so we would definitely like to see more newer racers come into the series and test and get their feet wet with championship racing. This is organized racing, and organized racing has rule sets and regulations in play, and we don't allow dirty racing in our championship, so to speak, right? So everything is managed with stewarding staff, and it looks like we got rain coming in. We're seeing a series of pit stops coming in from our racers, and it's very uncharacteristic this early on in the race for these drivers to be coming into pit lanes. So it's very potentially here that we are going to be seeing some weather changing happening. These guys must be looking at their weather radar, and they're in conversation, and we do see the windshield wipers now coming on. So I did say that we were sitting in the lobby for about 10 minutes before the rain set in when we started the race off here, so that is about very indicative of what we're about to see here. So in about another 2 or 3 minutes time, I think we're going to see the wet start to set in here a little bit, and things are about to get very, very spicy, ladies and gentlemen. It is now a wet race here at Spa in split number 1. The game does not disappoint our top split fans, ever does it. So let's get racing here. We do have our 3rd lobby sorted out here, so everything should now be a-okay, and we can get back into what we have going on here in front of us. And we've got a battle between Trucks and Jakey here right now. Now the rain is starting to set in, and it is about 33-40% moisture, so these cars are on the edge of having 0 traction and 0 grip here in these conditions, and I have my concerns right now, but everybody just stay patient and breathe. And oh boy, we got JSET and JP both in trouble here in this rain as they come around. ATV's coming around here, also caught out on some racing slick tires here, and the drivers that decided to pit here now are out on wet tires. We got Doug and Roses have made a pit for wet tires. We got Dylan on rain tires. We got Super now on rain tires. We have Sheriff on rain tires. We've got Jersey here on not rain tires. He's still toughing this thing out. We've got Reaper here on tires. Now we got Mad Skills here. So this weather has absolutely turned this race upside down on these drivers. And you know what's funny? Those drivers that started on the wet tires were exactly actually in the right mindset there. If they would have just held off for about 5 minutes of race time, they'd be flying ahead of this pack here right now. So this is the dynamic weather in Gran Turismo 7. It's highly unpredictable. You can't really properly prepare for it in a race because you don't know when or where it's going to happen. It all comes down to whatever the game decides it's going to do at that moment when you start that lobby. So it is Jakey now in the lead. We've got Trucks here in 2nd place, and JP currently sitting in 3rd, but we do have a mixture of rain, tire, and slicks on track right now. We've got Roses here in 4th place. We've got Doug in 5th, with Jay very close behind here in 6th position, and boy is it wet. We got Dylan here in 7th on the wets. We got Supra on wets. We got Sheriff here all in trouble a little bit, moving slow there. A little bit of an incident. We got Mad Reaper here in 11th now. We got Jersey in 12th place, and we've got Scales here in 13th position, and this race is a mess. This race is a mess. Hello from Phoenix. How's it going, Josh? Welcome back. Alright, so we got drivers coming in here now making pit stops all over the place. It is a long pit stop here at Spa as well, so that's going to be costing these drivers close to 50 seconds to a minute of time here in the race here today, and we don't know how long the wet's going to stay for either. Trucks is in pit lane. We got Jay, JP, and Jakey just coming out of pit lane here. We're going to be seeing Sheriff coming into pit lane. I'm sure we're going to be seeing ATB coming into pit lane here as well, and boy, this race has just gotten messy on our racers here, which means I'm sure it's going to be a little bit of messy in the Discord behind the scenes after the race, but I mean, that's dynamic weather. You can't prepare for it, so that's the intrigue. I mean, that's the strategy here. So we probably should have seen a 28 to 29 lap race here in this top split if it would have been in a dry condition race here. Now it's really entirely hard to say what the lap count is going to end up being here today. And remember, it's a point per lap for our racers, plus bonus points for top 3 and a fastest lap bonus point on the racetrack as well for our racers. So the bonus points are kind of what separates the standings at the end of the season. The bonus points are very, very important, but then you have a decision to make as a racer. If you're not fighting for the top 3 in the race, is it really worth battling for a higher position on the racetrack, or is it worth just focusing on getting your lap count up in the race at that point as well? Now, with that being said, we've also got the reverse grid feature going on here in the race today as well this season, and that reverse grid feature could also play into the strategy a little bit. So, maybe instead of battling for 8th place in the race, just sit and work with 8th place and 9th place. Both of you try to improve your lap count, and then, you get a better grid placement potentially in the next race as well, and get a better shot at a higher grid placement at podium finish. So there's multiple strategy plays here in the championship this season. It's not just a very simple, medium tires are required or soft tires are required this season. The drivers make their practice runs, they get that figured out, and then we end up with one-stop races all the time. This is a completely unpredictable championship. We don't know what the racers are thinking. We don't know what kind of bizarre strategies that they've got in their mind for tires, and the open strategy really does allow for a variation of different styles of strategies to come into play. We've seen lots of 2-stop versus 1-stops last week. This week the rain's already factored into the race, and it could factor back into this race yet again later in the race. So we've got Mad Skills still in trouble here, but he's just going to fight it out on these mediums here and just trying to avoid that extra pit stop, I think. And I mean, as a racer, it's a tough decision. Some of them started on the wet tires and should have just stayed on the wet tires. Oh, you could have bought him right in the lobby menu, Trucks. You could have bought him right in the lobby menu, brother. I just hope you're okay. I'm just worried that you're feeling all right, my dude. You're all good. Alright, so Doug is in 2nd place. We've got Dylan in 3rd place. We've got Super up here in 4th with Jakey chasing in 5th place. JP is sitting in 6th position with Sheriff now in 7th place. The track is starting to show a defined dry line here now. We've got JSet in 8th place with ATB in 9th position. We got Mad Reaper here in 10th place. Jersey here in 11th place. We got Mad Skills in 12th, and then Trucks is just probably waiting for it to be drier so we can get back out again. Sometimes we buy new cars for livery purposes and stuff like that too, and we forget to purchase all the tires for that car when we buy it. And because I mean, a lot of the racers have multiple cars of their choice, right? They use different ones for different liveries, for different leagues, for different whatever the case may be. That very well it can be happening in these league races. I've seen it before in the past and in other leagues as well, where a driver goes and buys a brand new car for the livery and then comes into the race and realizes they don't have all the tires they need for the car. And we've seen that happen lots. I mean, that's a normal thing that happens. That's just a normal thing that happens. Alright, so that was a really tough start for the race for a lot of drivers here today. That's separated the field a little bit here for sure. We still have all 13 of our racers on track, however, but man alive, what a tough day out at Spa here. Spa really just decided to throw an immediate wrench into the program for our top split here. Now the weather seems to be calming down a little bit. They're settling into the race here. We got a good spicy battle right now on the podium here as Roses is starting to run away a little bit. 4.8 seconds. We got Trucks out now, so that's I just hope you feel better, dude. Just feel better, my dude. Don't stress. You being here for support is more than even in the chat for support is more than enough, and you know that. Don't put yourself in danger, my man. I'll hit you up. We'll talk in DM later, Trucks. Don't worry, my man. You're all good, brother. I gotta tell you though, for somebody who hasn't raced in a little while, my man, your pace is still on point, brother. Your pace is still on point. I mean, do not be down on yourself. You are blazing fast out there still. Alright, so I'm not sure what happened to Roses there. He either pit or he made a mistake and fell down the field here, but it's a battle now for first place between Jakey and Doug Barrow. You can see Dylan just in the background there in 3rd place, and we are side by side through the S's here, and this is some quality racing right here between Doug and Jakey. And ooh, a little bit of a slide out there from Doug in the NSX, and Jakey's going to get the run and a half-second penalty there, unfortunately, for Doug as well. So a very nice, juicy battle here between our race leaders here right now, and Doug Doug is doing a fantastic job at holding Jakey off here as they continue around in towards, I believe it's Lacacia. Nope, it's not Lacacia. Puan, pardon me. So Doug coming in here, he's got a half-second penalty, so he needs to try and get about a 1 second gap on Jakey here in order to really kind of keep Jakey in behind here. We've got Dylan here in 3rd place. We've got Supra in 4th position. We've got JP here in 5th. We've got Sheriff in 6th. I apologize for the random driver coming in. I thought we had a full 15 today, but we end up just being short of that. So the lobby has a couple spaces in, unfortunately. So hopefully the drivers jumping in and out does not create any lag issues. If you're watching the stream, please do not jump into the lobby as it can cause issues for the lobby. Definitely just please watch from the stream. So Jakey taking the race lead there as Doug Burrow makes a little bit of a mistake there, and he gets out into the curbing where it's really, really wet there, and the car just kind of slid out on him, and now that's compromised his run in through Blanchemont here, and Dylan is all over the backside of this NSX here now, and Doug is under fire from Dylan here. So Dylan had just stolen 3rd place away in round number 1 from Mad Skills as Mad Skills ran out of fuel there, and managed to get himself a podium right at the end of the race there last week. So it was an interesting race last week as well. So JP's coming in. Now we're starting to see some of the drivers coming in and getting off of these wet tires here. Roses is continuing around. So Roses did make a very early pit stop there. That's kind of what I thought we were seeing, but I wasn't 100% sure until I seen it in front of me. So Jay is also coming in for a pit stop here. Jersey is about midway around here, so we do have some separation here. So again, super unfortunate here for the guys that got caught up in the wrong tires at the wrong time in the weather. Alright, so it is Doug Bad. Probably let someone else have my spot. I'll message you after, Trucks. Don't worry about it, man. We'll talk about it after. We'll talk about it after, my dude. No stress, man. Alright, Dylan now in 2nd place. So that puts Roses back up into 3rd position. He made a very early pit stop there. Supra also making a pit stop there as well to get back onto Racing Slick tires. Puts Jakey here in 5th place, just in behind there. We've got Sheriff in 6th position with JP there in 7th place. We've got Jay in 8th position. He's got about 15-second gap there to JP in 7th place here. Jersey is about 10 seconds in behind Jay Set, with Mad Reaper about 1 seconds in behind. So starting to close in a little bit here. We got ATB here in 11th place, and we got Mad Skills here in 12th position, and man, just absolutely brutal weather transitioning there in the beginning of this race for these drivers, and now it's well, is it settling down? I mean, now we're in sunny conditions here. There's barely a cloud in the sky, and the racetrack's starting to dry, so you can see some drivers trying to utilize whatever water is left on the track to keep their tires cooled down. These drivers are still on some rain tires here as well, so that's exactly what we would expect to see out of these drivers now as the racetrack starts to dry. You can see there's that very dark line in the racetrack, and that's where the track is drier now, but the very blurred out lines or blurred out areas of the racetrack, so to speak, are the wet areas of the racetrack, and that's where these drivers are going to want to put those intermediate tires to try and keep them cool until they get back onto the racing slicks. Now, with that being said, getting onto the racing slicks in this condition is also dangerous in itself, because that very dark line that we see on the screen in front of us is that dry line. These drivers on these racing slick tires need to stay on that line. Essentially, if they get into the water, those slicks are no longer going to want to maintain grip, and the car is going to want to slide, spin, push, do all kinds of different things. So you have to be very, very careful when you get into racing slicks under still semi-wet conditions here. And you can see Jakey actually utilizing that water a little bit there to save his tires slightly, which is an interesting strategy in itself as well. Alright, so we got JP coming up here in the Porsche 911, and he's currently sitting in 6th place. He's got Sheriff very close in behind here, just 1.9 seconds separating these two here for 6th place right now, and he's in the McLaren 650S. We've got J-Set here, last week's round 1 winner. He's in 8th place here. We've seen him get a little bit of trouble there in the water, and I think that's about what has set him back here in the grid so far. Jersey's doing a great job here trying to just get close back up on the pack, and that is much of the case for the bottom half of the field here. They just got caught up in that crazy weather at the beginning of the race, and unfortunately for them, they are turning laps here today for points, essentially, right? However, with that being said, there's also 2 drop rounds in the championship, so we're going to take the 2 worst rounds out of the season and remove those from those drivers. So there is a very good possibility that it could end up being one of these longer racetracks that have a 2-minute lap time, right? We're normally in dry conditions, like I said, I think we would have seen about 28 laps from our top split here, maybe 27 from the Pro-Ams and lower. So I don't know what we're going to see here today now with the crazy weather, and I'm not 100% sure that the weather has stopped throwing curveballs at our racers yet either. It is a 2 times weather variable this season, which means the weather does move in double time essentially. So wind changes and weather patterns do change fairly quickly the more that you add the multiplier up into the lobby. So every multiplier essentially is 1 times multiplier is real time, 2 times multiplier is double time, 3 times is triple time, 4 times is quadruple time, and essentially that allows you to take a shorter race and turn it into essentially a longer race, but you're just cramming a whole lot more of it all into one smaller amount of time. So that's kind of what those multipliers mean for those of us that have probably been sitting here wondering. Over the years we hear this time multiplier thing always mentioned by the content creators. That's essentially what it means. So our tire and fuel multiplier is a good example, right? We're running a 60-minute race here, and again, in dry conditions we would have expected to see about 28 laps out of these guys and gals here today. But if you have your fuel and tire at 3 times and 3 times, then that means you're actually doing 56, 76, 84 laps worth of tire and fuel usage in that race. So essentially that's what it means. Alright, so it is Jakey here in 2nd position. We got Supra here in 3rd place. We've got Dylan in 4th position with Doug Barrow here in 5th. JP and Sheriff Doofy still very close together here in 6th and 7th place, 1.7 seconds separating the 2 of them there. And man, that race really separated the field here. The way the weather happened here today, that is very unfortunate. I think we were going to be in for a really good race here today if it wasn't for the wet. And we had a little incident there. It looks like ATB got into the wet there as he was trying to get inside position on Jersey there. And well, we can see he's still trying to get the car out of the very wet curbing here. So let's see what happened here. And I think that's exactly what we saw there. Yep, he got into the wet there and he just slid out and slid right across the front end of DCR Jersey there. And now he's just trying to get that Spider-Man car back out on the racetrack here. Oof. Tough running out there for some of our racers today for sure. Welcome into the championship Jersey, right? First race, and it's just completely crazy random weather. Alright, so the Roses is here in 1st place. We've got Jakey here in 2nd position, 13 seconds in behind Roses, and then Supra is in 3rd place here, about 5 seconds ahead of Dylan currently on the racetrack. We've got Doug here in 5th position with JP here in 6th place. Sheriff Doofy is in 7th position with Jay in 8th place. We've got Reaper here in 9th position. We got ATB here in 10th place. We've got Jersey in 11th, and we've got Mad Skills here in 12th position. So we were doing podium interviews last week, but we also realized that we are having an issue with our podium interview channels. So I'm having a couple of issues with our setup this year in the championship and the Discord server, and I'm a little unsure why our server is being so resistant to some of these things. But for some reason, the voice channel is creating some issues. I've done a little bit of testing over the week, and it's definitely creating issues randomly for people. So I don't know if it's a Discord issue itself or if I need to change the channel altogether in the Discord, which may be an option. And I'm also having a hard time getting one of our bots to get our incident reporting system in place for our racers to make life a little simpler for everybody as well. We've been trying to work on that over the last 3 days, and I don't know what's going on right now, but our server is being very resistant to our championship setup here this week. So it's been a little bit of a chaotic, filled, confusing week here for not only the racers but the poor admin staff. So I just thank you to everybody for the patience patience and hard work and determination to continue to make everything moving forward, because I mean, nothing goes perfectly. Everything comes with little road bumps and hiccups and glitches in the way, right? And that's kind of what we've been dealing with this week here. But what the one thing I can say is we've got a very large group of racers, and they're very, very, very evenly skilled for the most part in each of these splits. And with the exception of the crazy weather here today, I think we would have had a very tight group of racers here today on the racetrack. I mean, yeah, the battle here, Sheriff is trying to get the job done now on JP, and he does get the job done. So Sheriff Doofy now up into 6th place here, as he does manage to get around JP there in 7th position now. So lots of different liveries on the racetrack, and we're going to go take a quick little peek here. We got JSET in a little bit of trouble there at the edge of the racetrack. We've got ATB here in 10th position. We got Jersey here in 11th, and we got Skills here in 12th place. And I mean, Jersey literally qualified 10 minutes before we opened the official lobby for the race here today, so he's coming in very probably unpracticed and unsure about everything that's going on, and obviously has a livery exemption for our race here today, because he literally went from qualifying straight into the race here today. So he's doing pretty well with all the things considered being thrown at him here today, but he wanted to get into the series, and we really do appreciate it. So where are we at here? We're about the midway point of the race. We are at the midway point of the race. I'm gonna just send a video about St. Jude's, and then we'll get back into the race here and finish it off here for the last half.
Every year, 400,000 children like Justin develop cancer. If he had been born in the United States, his chances of survival would have been more than 80%. But in his native Ecuador, those chances are much lower. In resource-limited countries, survival rates are below 30%. Where a child lives is the most powerful predictor of whether they will survive cancer. There are many contributing factors to the disparity in pediatric cancer survival rates, including access to life-saving medicines.
So access to quality medications is critical for the success of any programs at the country level or global. Children cannot survive, cannot have hope without proper access to essential medicines. This has been something that we have identified as a priority.
St. Jude has long been dedicated to improving pediatric health worldwide. Building on our established global ecosystem of collaboration, we are launching a transformative initiative, the Global Platform for Access to Childhood Cancer Medicines.
We are now able to tackle the rare pediatric cancers and make progress against those because we're working as a global community that will allow us to purchase generic drugs and distribute those to low and middle income countries at no cost.
The Global Platform works by creating a central procurement entity within the World Health Organization, the UNICEF and the Pan American Health Organization. Then the governments engage to develop the production and the supply of these medications. And these are the medications that are considered to be critical and required for all children with cancer, wherever they are.
Today, essential cancer medicines are starting to arrive in 6 countries: Ecuador, Zambia, Jordan, Uzbekistan, Nepal, and Mongolia. These medicines, provided at no cost to local institutions, represent the first step in a long-term effort to reach 50 countries and treat more than 120,000 children in 5 to 7 years.
Danny's dream was that no child die in the dawn of life, and he was thinking perhaps the United States, but I think in the back of his mind he was always thinking of a global landscape, and I see this as the logical direction for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital to go and for the entire field of pediatric oncology.
The Global Platform is more than a lifeline for children like Justin facing cancer. It's a foundation for a future where all children have access to life-saving care. By working together, we are building toward our founder's dream that no child should die in the dawn of life, no matter where they're born.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so this is why we are ultimately doing this championship here this season. It is for a great family out there in our sim racing community, the Bloomstrom family. We lost Paul a little over a year ago now. It was a huge hit to obviously the family and his friends, you know, the sim racing community and everybody else that he knew around the world. I mean, Paul was a great guy. He touched many lives out there in his very short lifetime, and he really made an impact out there. And I mean, everybody who knows him remembers him and will never forget him. So you know, when we set this championship up, we asked the family what they would like to see for a fundraising effort, and St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital was immediately talked about, as obviously that's very near and dear to their hearts as well. So all we can ask, ladies and gentlemen, is check it out. Hit the link. It's pinned in the comments here in the YouTube channel as well. It'll take you directly to the campaign fundraising site. It's a 100% safe, secure site. We've used them in the past for fundraising efforts in the past years as well. I mean, even if it's $5, you know, $5 it can go a very long way to helping a child in need in the United States and everywhere around the world. So I mean, the fact that St. Jude's is going global now is a really big endeavor and a huge thing for the children of the world. So I mean, they really need our help here, ladies and gentlemen, and it's going to take the communities out there to continue pushing these fundraising efforts out and continue to do these fundraising efforts for St. Jude's, for them to reach their goal of providing cancer care for children in 50 different countries worldwide. I mean, that is a huge goal, and that's going to require a lot of help. They have great organizations right there beside them helping, but at the end of the day, St. Jude's is where St. Jude's is because of the community, the people of the world, our regular, average working class folks. So do us a favor. If you can't donate yourself, share this out. Sharing is caring. Get it everywhere you can. Plaster it all over the internet. The only way that we're going to get everybody out there to see it is for us to share it. So sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. Get it out there and donate today. We appreciate you if you've donated. We are tracking all our donors this season through the campaign, and we'll be giving shout outs to our donors here throughout our championship season as well. So Rose is now coming out pit lane here. Supra is now in the race lead with Dylan sitting in second place. We've got Doug here in third. Jake is in fourth place with Rose is in fifth. We've got JP here in sixth place. Sheriff is now coming into pit lane. Jay is in eighth position with Mad Reaper chasing here in ninth place, 13 seconds in behind. ATB, pardon me, in 10th place, and a little bit of separation here between our back end of our field. And I mean, it is what it is, right? These racers are out here, they're still going to give it everything they've got, but the fight for the lead or the race win here today is far from over, as we still have 28.5 minutes on the clock, and there's still going to be a sequence of pit stops here at least to be happening. You can see the cloud cover is starting to settle back in here over the racetrack and certain parts of the track as well. So there's a very good potential here that we are going to see some more inclement weather coming in on our racers before the end of the day here today. So we'll have to wait and see exactly what Spa has in store for the racers here today. But I mean, they are still pushing it out there and giving it everything they've got here out on track. So it is Supra, like I said, in the race lead. Dylan here in second place, just 3.4 seconds in behind, and then we've got a nice little group here, a 3-car pack made up of Jake, Doug, and Roses here, and this is for that final podium position here on the racetrack as well. Currently it is Jake holding fastest lap with a 2:18.768, but we haven't had the racetrack in optimal conditions yet today either for our racers to really put in the ultimate fast lap, so that is very easily up to be grabbed yet still, in my opinion, but we'll have to wait and see if anybody can get it. It is a very solid lap around Spa here, even in the conditions. That is going to be tough for a lot of drivers to be able to catch up to, I think, but there are definitely drivers in the grid here that can still better that lap, I think. And Jakey, although finishing second last weekend in the championship, is currently leading the pro standings by a point because of that fastest lap point solely. So the bonus points are very important in this championship, and the racers that have had a little sample of this point system in the last championship we ran early 2025 here this season know that it matters. So some of these drivers are just getting used to the point system, Some are resisting the point system, which is expected, and but at the end of the day, it's going to provide a much tighter point spread in the championship, which keeps the drivers with that incentive in their mind. They, oh, I'm only 3 or 4 points away from the next position in the grid, and I'm only 9 points away from 2 positions in the grid. I need to have a good race. That's what we're looking for. We want to see a good, nice, tight championship leading into the final 2-3 rounds of the season. I mean, honestly, I like seeing that championship go right down to the final lap of the season myself personally, but it doesn't always work out that way. So we're hoping that the point system this season makes it that way. Only time's going to tell. So we're just going to continue rolling through the championships here. Now, the point system just hasn't come out of left field or anything like that. There is a real solid basis behind the new point system we're using this season. It does come from real world use. We've just tweaked and modified it for sim racing purposes. There's a lot of extra bonus points that are awarded out in the real life systems that we're basing this off of that we just can't provide in the sim racing because it's just too hard to track and all these extra little things. So but I really do think it's going to provide us a great run in the championships, but the big intriguing part is what it's going to do in the overall standings. So the way we have this broken down this season is there's a divisional trophy for our pros, there's a winner in our Pro-Am championship, and there's a winner in our Am side as well. Those winners of their respective divisions this season at the end of 10 rounds will receive a trophy for their championship win. Now we also have a overall point standings as well, and that is all of our racers combined against each other. Our pros, our Pro-Ams, and our Ams are all racing against each other for an overall points championship as well. And the driver that has the most overall points out of all the field of racers will receive the first annual Vegas Cup overall championship trophy, which will be a little bit bigger and a little bit more glorious than the divisional trophies, obviously. So there's two different championships essentially that these racers are racing for, and the purpose of that is to see if the point system does actually allow for a Pro-Am or an Am driver from a completely slower, quote-unquote slower division to actually take an overall championship. And after the first round of racing, it is a very mix in the standings of pros, Pro-Ams, and Ams. So it could be proving to be a very interesting overall championship this season as well, because a pro is not guaranteed to win that big trophy this season. It could very well end up being an Am or Pro-Am driver. So a great battle here between Doug and Roses. A little bit of a mistake made there. I think a little bit of contact between Doug and Roses there. And Roses went a little wide, but Doug given the position back there and settling back into third place in behind Roses, and we'll re-engage this battle again. So lots of respect being shown there from the racers. We got Super here in 4th place with Jakey in 5th place, about 20 seconds in behind that podium pack. We got Jay set up into 6th position here, and he's just about 3/4 of a second in behind Jake, with Sheriff Doofy just 2.2 seconds in behind. And now as the race starts to grow older and the track has remained dry for a while here, the races are really starting to settle in. We're starting to close up some gaps here. We got Mad Reaper in for a pit stop here. We've got Jersey coming around in 10th place. Probably not going to get that position from Reaper, but it should put him closer. ATB here in 11th position, and Mad Skills is just in behind ATB, closing in here now as well. We have 23 minutes left on the clock, so some of these races are definitely still going to need to make a pit stop at some point here, depending on the tire that they've chosen and how much fuel obviously they have in the car. And as I say that, our race leader looked like he was maybe going to send it into pit lane here, but he's going to take it around yet one more time, and he's got 18.2 second gap over R.A. Roses, who is just made a pit stop recently here, and looks like he is set up for that final run to the checkered flag, weather pending of course. We can't discount it today, as we've already seen rain drop on the racetrack once already. It kind of really messed up the race a little bit, but the drivers have sorted it out here. They're doing a great job of closing back in and creating battles with each other here. And I mean, 1 second separating second and third place here right now. Supra, who was a Pro-Am racer last week, he absolutely drove away with that race in the Pro-Am division last week. We realized that he was misplaced. We've moved him up into the top split lobby, and currently doing fairly well for himself here in 4th place as well. Jakey here in 5th place with J-Set in 6th position. We've got Sheriff here in 7th. We've got JP in 8th. We've got Reaper in 9th. We've got Jersey here in 10th position. We've got ATB in 11th. Mad Skills here in 12th. And I'm just going to check on my 3rd lobby here because I really hope they are racing by now.
I'm not sure what the confusion is there, but
I haven't seen any chatter in the last 10 or 15 minutes here, so we should have a race going on. I'll go check in with Fast Ginger in a moment here on the stream once we're done here, but I apologize again to our racers. A lot of confusion happening here this week. I am missing some key administration members here this week as well, so we are a little short-staffed this week, and it was just not the week to have some unexpected last-minute things come up. But you know what, that's the way it goes, and the team and everybody's doing the best they can, so thank you for being patient, and just hope that you guys get a good solid race in. Alright, Super is here in 4th place. We got Jakey in 5th place. J-Set is 2.5 seconds in behind here now. Sheriff is 1.5 seconds in behind J-Set as well in 7th place. So we got potential battles happening in the mid-pack here. JP is about 14 seconds out with a half-second penalty. And then we're starting to see some gaps here. But we got a little battle between Jersey and ATB here as... not sure what happened there. We just caught the tail end of it there. Jersey was rotating into the corner, and ATB came in, and they came in a lot quicker, and then there was a little bit of a slowdown between the drivers, and then everything is all groovy and movie here again. So 10th and 11th place here battling it out as we head up the Camel Stray here. And Jersey is in full defense mode here as he continues up the racetrack, and not too surprised to see that, but he does open the door coming into the braking zone, but ATB didn't seem to be too interested in trying to make that move right there. He didn't quite have enough position to get that to happen, and then we got Mad Skills about 40 seconds in behind here, so honestly been doing a really good job of closing up the time and distance. It was over a minute early on in the race when all of the weather debacle happened there, and I mean, he's got that up to about 40 seconds gap now, so he is doing a pretty good job of closing up the distance to the field here. But Dylan is in the race lead with a 15.7 seconds gap. That leaves Roses here in 2nd place, but he's got a half-second penalty there, and with Dugborough very close behind in 3rd place, 2.7 second gap, that's going to allow him to get within 2 seconds of Roses when he goes to serve that penalty. Super here in 4th place is about 15 seconds out, sitting in no man's land right now, much like Jakey here, but Jakey, I guess Jakey has J-Set just 4 seconds in behind, and I mean, we know J-Set and Jakey had a good race in round number 1, and J-Set held the charge of Jake off for the race win there last week, so he's definitely going to be looking for a good finish here today, and currently got himself up in the top half of the field with Sheriff Doofy just in behind here in 7th place. Now these are teammates on track. With that being said, they are racing for their own championships and their own points and their own races here today, but I do suspect that due to the size of the gap between them and the next positional player, I don't know how much battling these two drivers are really going to do. I think they are just going to play nice with each other and just try not to slow each other down, whether that be Jay in 6th or Sheriff in 6th. I don't think that's at the moment is too relevant. I think what's relevant is trying to close that gap up to the 5th place driver in front, Jakey here. So 15 seconds is, or 5.2 seconds is the gap, and I mean, it's kind of growing just slightly here. So the Ferrari showing pretty good pace here against the Porsche and McLaren of Sheriff Doofy, who's now taking the lead ahead of Jay here up into 6th place. So like I said, we're probably just going to see those two try not to slow each other down essentially at this point of the race. They will battle it out for that 6th position without a question of a doubt by the end of the race, but for the time being right now, when you got 18 minutes left on the clock, it's about closing up that gap and trying to get a better position, and I think that's what they're working on right now. Obviously I know the TT drivers fairly well, so it's just an assumption. That's definitely not what necessarily is going to happen, but that is kind of what I would expect to see happen at this point in the race. Doug Barrow here in 2nd place, now 3.2 seconds in behind Roses. That puts Supra up into 3rd position here with that pit stop from Dylan, but it is going to be quite close here as they are just releasing Dylan out of pit lane there, and Dylan's going to come out about 4 or 5 seconds in behind Supra here once he gets up to race pace. That puts Jakey roughly about 10 seconds in behind that final podium position here right now, and closing. So things are getting interesting. Sheriff is about 6.8 seconds in behind, with Jay still very close in behind there in 7th position. We got JP here in 8th place, and a lot of gaps here right now, but we've got ATB and Jersey here still working hard here. They're not fighting for that position right now. They're just chilling. They're just working together here, and they're just trying to gain some time on Reaper in front. And currently it seems to be working, as the time is coming down here as they progress around the racetrack, and there's still lots of time. 16.5 minutes left in this race yet, so the weather can come in 16 minutes and completely throw this thing upside down again as well. So I mean, it is very overcast over the racetrack right now. You can see a little bit of mist is kind of in some areas of the racetrack, so the racetrack is starting to grow slippery again, just because it's very cool. Whether or not that's going to produce any more moisture on our drivers here today, that's yet to be determined, but it looks like we're going to be seeing a pit stop coming from a couple of our drivers here before the end of the race yet. So Dylan is closing in on Supra here. It's about a 3-second gap between the drivers there. We've got Jakey here in 5th place. He's 10.2 seconds in behind Dylan, and then a Sheriff in 6th position. He's 7 seconds in behind, and Jay's about 2 seconds in behind Sheriff here now as well. JP in 8th position here is looking pretty good to get to the end of the race, and that could pay him benefit here, with some of the drivers up and ahead of him are going to have to make another stop yet. That puts ATB up into 10th place solely with a pit stop coming from Jersey there, and Skills is coming around, and there we go. I was talking about the inclement weather, and here we go again. The rain is starting to fall at Spa. We've been seeing the track conditions very slowly degrade. It's been getting darker and darker. It's been getting a little bit more hazy on the racetrack, and the signs that it was about to get wet were most certainly there, but that was just a sprinkle right there, so that might have just been a little spot shower that hit the racetrack there. So we'll have to wait and see what the drivers do, or what the weather opts to do here, but they have all opted to stay out. The rain has just made the track a little bit slick right at the moment here, and it's going to make things interesting as Jakey's closing in here, under 10 seconds now to the podium. Doug making a pit stop like we suspected. That's going to move Sheriff up into 5th position here. JSAT also having to make a pit stop here, so that should give JP a crack at a couple of spots on the grid here as well. We've got Reaper here in 9th position, with ATB in 10th place. We've got GT Jersey here in 11th place, and we've got Mad Skills here in 12th position as well. He is getting waved blue flag here right now, but we don't actually see that blue flag car. So our blue flag protocol is very simple here. When the lead lap car closes in on the blue flag car to a point where they are in a position to quote unquote offensively battle, so within about a 3/4 of a second, a half a second gap, we are expecting that blue flag car at the next safest opportunity to pull off the racing line, just lift on the throttle a little bit and let those lead lap cars through. Now obviously, depending on the racetrack, will depend on when that safe zone comes. Some take longer than others to navigate around, but it is up to the blue flag car and the lead lap car to figure out that situation responsibly and safely. So being predictable is really the big thing in these situations and championships, and the standard here at GT45 Gaming is very simple. When you get into a safe spot that you can pull off the racing line and lift to let that car through, that is where we expect you to give up that blue flag. If you try to hold up a lead lap car over a period of time, you could be met with a fairly good penalty there as well. So now we just seen that there, the Sheriff tucked in behind Mad Skills. Mad Skills just literally kind of lifted the gas just the tiniest of little bits, and the Sheriff was able to navigate around. It made a little touch on him there, because I think Sheriff was probably maybe unexpecting that lift, but a great job right there as we're talking about it from our 12th place driver, Skills. Alright, so it's Reaper here in 9th position. ATB, I don't know why the 10 button doesn't seem to want to work here today in that Lamborghini Huracan GT3. I love the Lamborghini, the Spider-Man Lamborghini nonetheless. Fantastic livery there. Jersey here in 11th place, and we've Skills here in 12th position. Now, we've obviously given Jersey a livery exemption here for round number 2, because he did not have time to get a correct paint scheme on the car for the race today due to the circumstances of when he qualified. So that's mainly just for our racers that are looking through the replays. Yes, we know that there's a livery on track that is not valid, but he does have an exemption this week. So alright, so that puts Super in second place here, with Dylan very close behind in the third place and closing. He's been closing that gap ever so slightly lap by lap here, and he's still got 12 minutes to do it, so he's got about 3, maybe 4 racing laps left to try and get around Super there. We've got Jakey here in 4th place, and he's 8.7 seconds in closing on that pack. Doug in 9th place, just 9 seconds in behind him, and then Sheriff within a second at this point, so he is in slipstream range now of Doug Burrow, and this two-way battle for 5th place here could potentially be commencing very soon here, but Doug is a very good racer, and so is Sheriff, so should be a very interesting battle if Sheriff can make something happen there. JP now up into 7th position with Jay in 8th place here. He's got Reaper in 9th with ATB in 10th position. We've got Jersey here in 11th place, and we've got Skills rounding out our field. We had Trucks in here too as well, but it's been a tough season for our boy Trucks, so we will see a car back on the grid here in the coming weeks as well. So it is what it is, man. Sometimes you have a good race, and sometimes you have a bad race, or sometimes you just have things going on that don't allow you to race at your full potential, or whatever the case may be, or you just forget something for the particular race that week. It happens. But I mean, at the end of the day, the support for the Bloomstrom family and the St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital really is what's important here. And if you're supporting as a viewer from home, or your office, or wherever it is you're hanging out with us from, or if you're one of the racers on track, or one of the volunteers in behind the scenes, it's all just as important to the success for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. So I don't want anybody to feel bad or disappointed because real life happens, and you can't, something doesn't work out for you. I mean, that's just the way things work in life, man. But just stay positive and keep your head forward. I mean, that's what Paul would tell you to do. Just keep your head up and smile and push forward, man. Everything will be okay. You'll figure it out. And it's a true story. I mean, life's full of road bumps, man, and we just got to take it one day at a time, one step at a time, and find that support to help us get through when we're at our worst, right? And that's what it's all about, and that's what this championship's all about. And I mean, our children are our future. They're what's important in life for us, and it should be our number one priority to make sure that as many of those children as possible that get to see that future. And that's what St. Jude's is doing, and that's why we're doing this as well, right? We want to help St. Jude's accomplish their bigger goals. So please, if you can, hit that link up in the pinned comments and go send us a donation. It could be $5, $50, $500, it could be $5,000. We don't care how small or big the donation is, because every penny helps, and every penny goes directly to St. Jude's. So we really do appreciate all the support here, and we had a very good start to the fundraising campaign. I am also hitting my own neighborhood in boots to the ground in real life here, and we're talking to people in our local businesses that we go to all the time, and we're talking to people at our work, and people within our family circuits and stuff like that. Also getting that out there and just trying to get them to push that content out there for us as well. So the big thing is sharing, ladies and gentlemen. Share the content, share the posts, anything related to this fundraising campaign. Share. Take the link yourselves, save it on your devices, share it to all of your social media platforms. Write up a little story about why you're supporting this campaign. Make it personal, make it real, and if we can do that, we will find huge success for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, and that is what we're looking for, ladies and gentlemen, in memory of Paul Bloomstrom and in support of the Bloomstrom family. They're here in the chat with us. They're here watching with us. They're in conversation with the team and behind the scenes, us keeping things moving and organized here, or unorganized in some cases, sometimes. But keeping things moving here, and the family's been very involved with the championship up to this point so far, which we appreciate so much. We really do appreciate it. I know it's hard drumming up things that are painful, and things that are a sore spot in our lives, and it just goes to show the strength that the Bloomstrom family has, and has probably developed since the last 17-18 months after losing Paul. So remember that, ladies and gentlemen, you're not the only ones out there. you're not alone. You know, there's lots of people out there going through big things in their lives. That's why we're doing this, to show people out there that you have support. You have support networks. There are people out there that care. That's the point. And I mean, when I think of Paul, that's what I think of. I think of somebody who was humble, who just wanted to see a better world. And I mean, that's it, right? So if we can be a very, very small part of that dream, that's success. Alright, so things are getting interesting here. Roses has ran away with this race a little bit. 14 seconds over the field here right now. So Rose is doing, well, what you would expect one of our top split drivers to do if you get away here. We got Supra in second place. He's having a good race up in the pro lobby here. And very evident that we made a mistake by putting him in Pro-Am last week. Dylan here in third place, so it is giving him the business. Thank you everyone for watching, sharing, and donating. And that comes from Paul's wife herself, ladies and gentlemen. So appreciate you, Bridget. We're thinking of you, dear. Always thinking of you. Jakey here, 5.5 seconds in behind this podium fight as well. Jakey is really trying to challenge himself in this championship as well. He wants to do so well in this championship for Paul, but boy, he's in stiff competition this season. You know, the racers have really brought it this year, and boy, it is not going to be an easy championship this season in this top split. It is really hard to say who's going to win this thing in the top split. Doug in 5th place. We got Sheriff in 6th. We got JP in 7th. We've got Jay in 8th. We've got Reaper in 9th. We've got ATB here in 10th position. Spider-Man Lamborghini. We've got Jersey here in 11th place. Literally qualified 10 minutes before race time. And we got Skills here in 12th place. But it is R.A. Roses here, and he had some issues last week. His wheel was disconnecting last week, so he's opted to take on a little bit of a challenge that was issued out in the Discord server from one of the racers in the pro lobby, and that's why we see him in the 2000 Honda NSX here today. And challenge accepted, and 4 or 5 minutes away from challenge complete here. Supra in second position here, but boy, he's feeling the heat here as Dylan is really right up on in behind here in third place. I mean, he is in striking distance, so at this point it's just a matter of can he find a hole and can he make something happen here with Supra. So let's stick with this third place battle here, because this is going to bring Jakey potentially into the mix here as well. You can see that time is coming down in behind Dylan with Jakey at 4.5 seconds, and as these two start to get closer together and as that timer continues to tick down, there's going to be an urgency for that battle for second place. So at some point we are going to suspect or expect to see our second and third place drivers start to fight it out for that second place, but it's not happening right now. Supra's doing a good job of just keeping enough pace ahead of Dylan to keep Dylan from getting an easy offensive attacking position. But like I said, in the meantime, Jakey just continues to close in ever so slowly here. But the guys did get a good run as we head up in towards below Chamont, pardon me. And are going to open that gap up a tiny little bit, but that Ferrari is so strong, and Jakey gets a good run coming out of the corner there. And what are we looking at here? He is not out of fuel. The game likes to lie to us and tell us that, so we got 2 to go here as Roses comes around, and that means there's 2 to go here for Dylan and Supra for second place, and Jakey to try and close in and make this a 3-way battle for these 2 podium positions here as well. And I mean, Dylan is really assessing his competition here, I think, as he continues just to sit in behind Supra right now. But Jakey is closing in. You can see those cars up in the front here now, and you know that he is going to be in full go mode. Doug Barrow in 5th place here, just a little bit off this battle, but if something happens in that battle and the car goes off or makes a mistake, then we are going to see a very good opportunity there for Doug Barrow. Sheriff Doofy here in 6th place in his first race this season. He did miss last week as he was on holidays, and much of the same here for JP in 7th position. This is the Race Asylum Livery Guru. This is the guy that does all the paint work for Team Race Asylum and all their drivers. So out here in 7th place in his debut this season here in the Vegas Cup as well. He was also away for Thanksgiving last weekend here in Canada during round 1. Jay set here in 8th position as he comes around, and it's going to be 2 to go for him as well. So it looks like Mad Reaper is going to be the first of the drivers here to come around and take the white flag. So it's a little bit confusing for the viewers sometimes, but the race is on a timer. It's a timed race, so 60 minutes. So when 60 minutes finishes, you will see a checkered flag wave on the screen, and that means that that driver's race is done if they've got a checkered flag beside their name when they come across start finish line. Now it's a little over 2 minute 15 lap right now in the conditions for the racetrack. 2:20 is probably more realistic here for our racers today, and that means that we're going to see final laps here for our back half of our field as ATB also comes in and closes in on that final lap. Jersey as well, and Mad Skills as well there, and he's got a JP, yes, a JP Porsche up and around him there as well. And tough race to start for some of our drivers here today. That weather was absolutely crazy. And Roses on his final lap here now as well. He's got 8.3 seconds over the Lamborghini of Superboy here, who's going to come around to take his white flag with Dylan in tow. Jersey is going to get one more time around here as well, as he's tucked right in with that pack right now. It's a great spot to be for the 11th place driver here at the moment. Jakey is 2.8 seconds in behind those two now, and he's got one lap to make something happen here. Doug Bro is going to come around to start his final lap as well. Sheriff Doofy is just working in around the S's here at the moment at the end of the lap, and he will also come around to start his final lap here. We got JP coming, and 28 seconds is going to be very, very close to whether or not JP crosses the line with another lap to go. And then the next question is, does he have the fuel for that lap as he comes across the line here? And he will have to go around one more time here as he comes across that start finish line. J-Set is also going to be on his final lap here as well as they continue around here, and 25 laps here in the race. So lost about 3 laps due to the weather conditions here in the race today for our pro lobby. So that is going to change things slightly as well. If the other lobbies did not get wet weather, they may get a higher lap count than our pro lobby here today. So it is Mad Reaper here in 9th position as he comes around, and he will take checkered flag here. He'll be the first of our drivers to finish the race here today. It will be 9th place finish there for him. Probably not quite as pleased with that race as he could have been. Obviously, again, the weather really just threw a massive curveball at the beginning of the race. It was dry for the first 2 laps, and then it was soaking wet for the next 5 laps, and then it started to dry back out, and then it kind of looked like it was going to rain again, and then it just dried back out. So very interesting race here in the pro split today, and that's the thing about the dynamic weather. That's why we use it, because it keeps things unpredictable. We like unpredictable racing. Unpredictable is good. Alright, so where is Roses here? Roses is actually coming up into the end of his lap here, so it is going to be a round 2 victory here for R.A. Roses as he comes across the finish line with 9 seconds to spare. Superboy in his pro lobby debut is going to take a P2 home here today, and that was a great race from Super there as well. Dylan is going to finish in 3rd place. Jersey will take an 11th place finish, and Jakey's going to fall just a little short, running out of fuel right at the line there in 4th place. So good push there by Jakey, but he didn't have enough fuel in the tank to make anything happen there. Doug Burrow is going to bring it home there in 5th place. Good solid finish there for Doug as well. And Sheriff Doofy in his debut is going to bring this thing home in 6th place as well. So great job here by all of our racers, and we'll have to see how it all plays out, I guess, once we do the official results. Definitely a little bit of a messy race start here today. That was a little messy. That was very early in the race that weather, dynamic weather, decided to kick in here today. So that definitely made the race a little messy at the beginning here. But the drivers did a pretty good job to get it done there. It looked like JP ran out of fuel, and Jay actually gave him a push there to get him across the line. So some sportsmanship being shown there. from Jay said as he came around the corner to help JP get across the line there. So we'll just go ahead and take a look at our results, get our shots that we need. So it is Roses with the race win, Supra in second place. We have Dylan finishing in third place, Jakey in fourth with the fastest lap of the race there, the 2:18.656. That puts Doug in fifth place, Sheriff in sixth, JP in seventh, and Jay set in eighth place. All right, Matt Reaper here in 9th position with ATB in 10th place. We got Jersey here in 11th place. We got Skills in 12th place. And Truxby will take a 13th place finish here today as he had to pull the car off the racetrack due to not quite having the appropriate tires for the race here today. I mean, it happens. It happens to the best of us. You know, that's a good question, Reaper. I can't even answer that question for you because we didn't do a lobby reset or anything like that. So, that's a good question. That's a good question. Picked by the weather map, it was raining current time, but not at the start. But nonetheless, thank you, everyone. It was really fun. Yeah, I mean, that was a tough race start. So, I mean, what can we say? The drivers battled it out. They fought it out. They stuck it out. That's the important thing, right? Some drivers definitely got bit for that, though. But, you know, it's tough because, like I said, it almost seemed like that first, 8 or 10 minutes of us just sitting in the lobby getting ready to start the race was kind of the weather pattern for the race, in a sense, is what it looked like. Because the timing was just almost picture perfect for the amount of time that the rain set in once we started the race as well. So, I don't know. That's a good question. We'll have to look into that and see if we can figure out why it was like that, so we can obviously give that information to our racers so they can make, you know, better informed decisions when that situation happens again. We're not going to do podium interviews this week until I sort out our interview process here, because we've having major issues with Discord audio chats currently. Again, not sure if that's a Discord issue or if that's a server issue, but we have to take a look at that here post race today and see if we can fix some of these things that we need in place in the championship that haven't been put in yet, because we're getting resistance from our server. So we'll have to get our tech guru in there to take a look at things and see what's going on. But great race here today from all of our racers. And I mean, why are the racers here? Why do they tough it out so much? Because we're here for a good cause, ladies and gentlemen. This is a special championship this season at the end of the year here from GT45 Gaming. We're not racing just for the pure thrill of competition and close racing excitement this season. This season we're racing for a fallen member, Paul Bloomstrom, his family, the Bloomstrom family, and of course St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. And we're gonna show you the clip about Research Hospital, what their new goal and game plan is right now out there, and then we're gonna recap our race here before we send things off. So enjoy the 3 minutes of St. Jude's and what they're doing right now. It's important that we see this because it is a very, very big, ambitious project here by St. Jude's.
Every year, 400,000 children like Justin develop cancer. If he had been born in the United States, his chances of survival would have been more than 80%. But in his native Ecuador, those chances are much lower. In resource-limited countries, survival rates are below 30%. Where a child lives is the most powerful predictor of whether they will survive cancer. There are many contributing factors to the disparity in pediatric cancer survival rates, including access to life-saving medicines.
So access to quality medications is critical for the success of any programs at the country level or global. Children cannot have hope without proper access to essential medicine. It has been something that we have identified as a priority.
St. Jude has long been dedicated to improving pediatric health worldwide. Building on our established global ecosystem of collaboration, we are launching a transformative initiative, a global platform for access to childhood cancer medicines.
progress against those because we're working as a global community that will allow us to purchase generics and distribute those to low and middle income at no cost.
The global platform works by creating a central procurement entity within the World Health Organization, the UNICEF and the Pan Health Organization. Then the governments engage to develop the production and the supply of these medications. And these are the medications that are considered to be critical and required for all children with cancer, wherever they are.
Today, essential medicines are starting to arrive in 6 countries: Ecuador, Zambia, Jordan, Uzbekistan, Nepal, and Mongolia. These medicines, provided at no cost to local institutions, represent the first step in a long-term effort to reach 50 countries and treat more than 120,000 children in 5 to 7 years.
Danny's dream was that no child die in the dawn of life, and he was thinking perhaps about the United States, but I think in the back of his mind he was always thinking of a global landscape. And I see this as the logical direction for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital to go and for the entire pediatric oncology.
The global platform is more than a line for children like Justin facing cancer. It's a foundation for a future where all children have access to life care. By working together, we are building toward our founder's dream that no child should die in the dark, no matter where they're born.
are made. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. I'm cranking up on the throttle, victory is mine. Show you the harder the battle, harder I fight. I've come too far to quit. Step back, I'm going in. I'm cranking up on the throttle. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. Like iron from the fire, getting stronger. This is how legends are made. Above it all, untouchable, a new animal. This is how legends are made.